I have to admit, if you haven't seen me since WWE 2K14, I've lost a lot of weight. I am Eric Emanuel, formerly known on the internet as Tubby Emu. Do you know how good it is to have a formerly known as? It's kind of like when a WWE superstar gets released and they can't use their copyrighted name. Well, Tubby Emu, formerly known as. For those that don't know, we're here talking because yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of WWE 2K14 being released. And it was the game that set my channel apart. Well, okay, WWE 12 did because Marcus Stevenson let me post early and there was no such thing as embargoes, if we're being honest. And then I became the largest creator with 15,000 subs. And then just the largest creator at 500 pounds. But when you go back, these games right here shaped us as a channel. Let's take a look. We got WWE 12. We got WWE 13. We have 2K14. Now, I'm going to say some terms and see if you can remember them. Predator technology. Do you remember? Where's the Predator technology? This is like Blue's Clues. Ready? Did you guess 2K14? Nope. Did you guess WWE 13? Nope. WWE 2K12 had Predator technology. Does anybody remember what Predator technology was? Because I don't. What actually was Predator technology? Can anybody from the dev team tell me? Was this the year we went from phase buttons to... Remember when we used to do that with WWE games? Where their big improvement was taking it from phase buttons? It doesn't matter. All these games help shape this channel. It helps shape me. Games like WWE 2K14, which I still wish, I don't think I have an Xbox 360, or else I would be playing these. I would love to make content again for you guys going back and... Yeah, I don't think I have a 360 anymore. I have to find one. But these games set us apart because it was a community. And for those that don't remember, they got in on Twitter, which you can follow my Twitter feed at TubbyEmu, or my new one, hopefully if Twitter ever approves it, at the Eric Emanuel. And the reason that it was such a big deal is those were just stories you guys created. They were things you made, and then I went and played them, and then we shared. And then people could go and download themselves and play. WWE 12, 13, and 14 just had community creations and stories, which was allowed us all to come together and do something. It allowed, you could put in time in your off period. Well, I'm doing something in La La Land, and eventually I could go download your story, and you could be a part of it. I think that's what WWE games lost, and I said it from day one. Community creations and stories brought us together. It brought us a sense of, I can put in some hard work on something, or Mr. Fuji's Crack, an absolute butthole storyline that was terrible. I mean, there's so many of them. But we all wanted to see them, and they were some of my favorite things we ever did. And then you look at some other games in here. Let's look at some of these. Bam. We have SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, 2008, 2006, 2010. Wow. I don't think of 2009's in here, and these are PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. But these games also set it apart because we got to go through and do the story, the GM modes. I've been known for GM mode in 07 and 08. I was also known for not finishing GM mode, apparently, because we started and stopped how many times? Because we all knew YouTubers could pop a part 1 when you needed views. And that was the hardest thing about it, because I just genuinely loved playing it. Doing things like SAFW in New Japan Pro Wrestling, or with Pulse, was absolutely fantastic, because it was just a thing for all of us to come together creatively. And that's what WWE games has meant for me. Like, even when I was at my most successful and we were making money, right? We were printing money. We were just printing it. Because everything we were uploading, people kind of wanted to see. There was a community creation to it. In my head, I used to think these videos are way too easy, because I used to be able to sit down in 2-hour blocks and just record. And then I would go through and chop them up 15, 20 minutes apart. Instead of doing one part at a time, like I watched so many YouTubers struggle with. They would wake up every day. Versus when my channel was running efficiently, I was just giving the content to the people they wanted. And now I'm sitting here going, I don't even know what kind of content to make, because I went and like changed my life around. So when you pick up these old games and you really start to ask yourself, what made you love them? Like, people still to this day tell me, Here Comes the Pain is so amazing because you can jump off a fist and do Times Square. But then I just remember playing back, and I never did that stuff when I played originally. It's kind of like people watch TNA and they shout about how awesome TNA is. I'm glad TNA is coming back now, and TNA was great in the past, but I didn't watch. So you're not really connecting with me. Same thing with those video games of saying, I just want the jumping off the fist to come back. unless it's Shane McMahon, I have no interest to it. It's still a video game, and I think that's the last barrier I have to break. As a content creator, just let me do fun stuff, okay? I was one of the people that was shouting, I only want sim. Maybe I don't. I have no idea. AEW Fight Forever came out, and I enjoyed that, and people are complaining about it, but I enjoyed it. It gets a little repetitive, just like WWE does. So with all these games, oh, there it is. There's Shut Your Mouth. Shut Your Mouth's in here. I actually think these are, oh, shoot, SmackDown. Just Bring It. Look at all these games. Just Bring It. SmackDown versus Raw. Here Comes the Pain. These were games that set the genre apart, that we all grew up loving. But truthfully, back then, you know what I did? With my buddy Cody, we would turn these on and just listen to theme songs. My best friend. And now that I'm back in town and I just went out and hung out with my best friend, we were there for 5 hours. We were watching Ninja streams, Twitch streams. And then just remembering back that we used to just play wrestling games to hear the theme songs. That's how superficial I was. We all had different reasons for why we played. And then eventually I started YouTube and just turned up my persona. Kind of like the best WWE stars do. Take what's real. I love wrestling. Make content that connects with wrestling fans. And do it even better than anybody else's. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. We're going to seal this up. We're going to put the past behind us. And we're going to try to figure out what's coming for the future. And what I can do. These are just some of my favorite games. If I had to pick, honest to God, 2K14 was my favorite WWE 2K14 of all time. See what I did there? It's just the best 2K14 game. But it also was the best game for my channel. For me, I gave away so many copies of that game. I fell in love. It was a community-based game where if you put in time to a story, I could play it. We could all enjoy it together. And I honestly wish there was still a way to do community creations. I wish there was a way that we could revive 2K14, that we could actually go back in and have some of the best memories of all time. Or at least in the future have a 2K which brings in some of those elements. You have so much cool stuff in the new video games. Imagine if we could do community created stories again. Imagine if we could let people's imagination run wild and let all of us experience it for the first time. Imagine if we put the power in the players' hands. Now, I don't think that'll ever happen again, so we're going to have to live in the past. And thankfully, to this binder and to my YouTube channel, we have an entire catalog that can show you some of the best 2K14 stories ever known to man. And I'm honored and thankful that you guys watched for so long. I'm honored that you guys genuinely just enjoyed a video game and may have been escaping something in your life back then. But now, we're out of time. So Eric Emanuel going full steam ahead with comedy, with fitness, and everything else. I hope you guys will join me. I hope you let me know in the comment section below what your favorite games have been from WWE. And you know what? Maybe you weren't even the story guy. Why did you love the games? Even if it's the silliest reason, don't let anybody else tell you anything different. I like to play the games because this, and this. Even if somebody's like, shut up, Ted. Why do you play the WWE video games? So on the 10-year anniversary of 2K14, that is, in fact, my favorite game I've ever played on this channel. What's your favorite game? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, Double E, Eric Emanuel signing out, and god damn it, you're going to enunciate that E. Emanuel.